Oh my god, I hope that wasn't too loud. I forgot I changed all the volumes of stuff. I hope I don't have to edit that.
Uh, I would test to make sure it sounds good, but
No, I mean, I think it sounds fine. So, like, I have an audio interface, and then I also have, like, a audio, like, spider thing that looks like this, and it has, like, jacks that go, like, or, like, inputs. I don't use a Mac, no, but it does look like that. And so I have it for headphones, and I also have it so when I use my interface for like making music, it'll go into there too. Or it can also go out and all this and that. But it makes it quieter, because the more stuff you have in it, it makes it quieter. So I unplugged it because I was rearranging stuff, and then everything is louder. So I turned stuff down, but then when you turn stuff down, it turns like, this is getting it's already boring. So then I had to turn stuff up, and then I like the sound. Anyways.
Okay, well, we've dwindled down to 2 viewers now. Okay, are you happy?
You've
You
really
bored
done
them
it.
to death.
God, I hope the intro is not super loud when I play it in a few seconds. Do you want to test it?
Yeah, sure. Let's. You know what?
All right, this might be really loud.
Let's hope not.
Greetings from Internet USA.
Yeah, I should have done like blast it. All right, seems fine. So what up?
Cool.
VAPERROR's here.
Hi.
Do you think that was the quickest we've ever gone into the intro?
Maybe.
Oh, shoot.
That's
the intro.
We always do some stupid bit for like, I think our longest is like 10 minutes.
Oh, well,
really?
I think that was the this is not compute one. When I pulled that.
Oh,
one,
you did like a whole quiz for him, yeah.
I had a whole quiz set up for him. I got a quiz for you.
Let's get quizzical.
What's in this case?
Ooh.
Looks like a CD case.
Well, you know what? Maybe you're right. Maybe you're right. They are CDs.
Games?
Tell him what he want.
Should I play the? You want me to play the intro again? Now,
That's it. I'll just keep playing the intro over and over.
this is every time someone gets a question right. This is actually a quiz show. Well, it is. I guess I've been calling it travel season. I don't know why. Oh, sorry. Actually, we should address one thing. Two big important things. One, I don't have a background. You notice that? This is my real room. I can actually go into the. I live. This Cyan
like
said the same thing when he talked to me earlier. He said, "Whoa, you live like that." Anyways, yeah, I'm trying something new. Get rid of the fucking background. 2 things. You'll notice Discoholic looks weird today. He looks like VAPERROR. Disco's not here for reasons. He's somewhere. I don't know how personal he'll let me get. But he's doing something fun, I guess. And he didn't want to be on. He doesn't really like us.
A matter of
Fucking Dixo. Anyways, we're gonna go on without him. We don't need him. And I hope.
Well, I for one miss him. So.
You guys played a show together.
Yeah.
And I'm assuming in Philly, right?
2 or 3 weeks ago. Yeah.
Yeah.
3 weeks ago? Yeah.
And
Now, I was gonna say I was talking with Skeleton Lipstick, and he told me that you had forgotten something at home before playing the show, and you had to scramble to. I don't know if you want to tell this story. I mean, it's.
Yeah, I do. This wasn't a normal gig for me, so we were going to just use CDJs.
Yeah.
So I didn't have to bring any of my gear. So I packed everything up, and then I get to the airport, and I'm like, "Oh fuck, where's my USB?"
That is.
So I had like no songs to play, and I had to run around Philly and found a Target when I purchased I think it was like a Memorex, like the cheapest $6 USB that I could find. And then I went to Disco and Fiber's hotel room, and I used one of their laptops because I didn't have mine, of course, to download again all of my songs because I didn't have the brain capacity to upload them to my cloud either. So it was just like a mad dash to get my song's ready, but we made it,
And it works.
and it kind of worked.
Yeah,
Kind of
because
didn't.
it's Chris was talking about like the format. He's like, as long as it's not the thing you bought.
Yeah, I made the one mistake I shouldn't have made. The USB may or may not have been fine. I think the USB was fine,
That's
but
always
how I captured them, the songs, the MP3 format wasn't readable to the CDJ.
Hmm.
So there's like all corrupted or whatever. I was like,
I
how the
always
heck
hate that.
get around this? So
That's
I
like my
remember,
biggest fear. I have dreams about that, like going to a show and being like, it won't work, or I forgot. Like that
oh
is
yeah,
my like
and
anxiety
happens
dream.
to the rest of us, especially me. I have
The
good luck.
best one.
Always go to sound check, fellas. You'll see later.
So
We ended up running all of the MP3s through a MP3 converter. So I converted MP3 to MP3. The
that's
first time it sounded all jank because it like applied extra MP3 compression
that's
onto
weird.
it.
Do they have a
So I had
Mac? Yeah, Disco.
Disco had his laptop, and I put all the songs into record box,
Yeah.
and then got all the like information or whatever to like make it playable to the CDJ. And I yeah, converted MP3 to MP3, like high quality MP3, and then somehow that combination of things worked and was able to play the show.
That's like, man, I have a pair of Pioneer decks and Denon, and like when I play something, I make sure they work on everything, and sometimes it just won't. And I'll spend like an hour being like, why won't this track show up? And then I found out that like my USB was full and it just wouldn't say anything. And I was like, oh, interesting. Interesting, like in Record Box, there's nothing that says, oh, you're full.
The really cool thing too was none of the track BPMs were showing up. So I was looking at my phone.
Oh my god.
I took a
Oh,
picture of record box on my phone. I was like, all right, now I know which song to play next, as it's in like the relative like BPM kind of range there. And even then, some of the songs didn't load fully, so it would cut off like 30 seconds in. So I had to like mad dash to like
Oh, that's
transition out of those songs.
fucking wild. I mean, damn, that is like my fear. You are living my actual nightmare.
But man, I don't know, people
Don't care. Don't notice.
people if they do notice, they will like cheer. If like the music stops and then you're like, oh shit. And
It's
then you just kind of like play it off and people get right back to dancing. So yeah,
I mean,
they're
if anything, this is a learning thing. I have a not SD card, flash drive on my key ring that I take everywhere. So, I always have like at least something that can hold digital files on me at all times, pretty much whenever I'm not at home.
What-
But now like
for New York.
it's like forgetting your socks on a trip one time, and then
Yeah.
you get to where you're going, you don't have any socks. It's like you'll remember to pack socks every time from now on.
Like for New York, I think I'm gonna bring like my USB and put it somewhere, and I think I'm gonna get another one and put it on my neck and like just make sure I have a backup. Cause holy shit,
you should get a USB that looks like the Millennium Puzzle or something.
that's like
Oh
big.
my god, that'd be
The
sick.
one I have right now, that's actually right next to me. Oh, never mind. I was gonna show it. Hold on.
Aw.
It's stuck on something. Oh. There it is. I have it on like a lanyard that that just makes it bigger. There it is, guys.
Yeah, so it's yeah. I didn't
Yeah.
have a lanyard either. I don't know. I put it in a plastic bag.
Yo, I'm not even sponsored, bro. You can't even read it, can you? It says
I carry these around all the time.
No, yeah.
Plus, hard drives, but hard drives.
If I have to move my decks, it has an SD card slot, and I'm gonna back it up on there too, just internally. And it's just, I don't know what I would do. Cause I mean, yeah, you would do what you did. You literally did it.
You'd have to scramble. You
Yeah.
have to figure it out. Yeah.
I mean, it would take some time, depending if you have like shitty internet, like to download this stuff. But all that shit's on YouTube. Just go YouTube converter, download it all. It's not going to sound great, but you'll have it.
I mean, it's a club, so the sound in there is not going to be super pristine regardless.
Exactly.
Never really understood. I think the perception of MP3s sound bad in the club comes from where, like, back in the day, we had like 64 kbps
Yeah.
MP3s, like higher compression rates, where they actually did sound really warbly and distorted. But you show the layperson at 320, they won't be able to tell the difference between that and a wave.
I feel like
I can't.
I've put waves on my USB just because, like, I'll make a new album and I'll be like, oh, I want that on my USB. So I only have the raw waves because they don't really convert my own stuff to MP3. So I put them on my thing and then they don't work. I always feel like even the waves like don't work unless there's some sort of special or like a AIFF that works or something losses. But I always felt like Rekordbox or like it never works on a Pioneer system.
Yeah, it needs the MP3. I don't know if there's any other format that will work, but I think the reason is it needs to load quick.
Yeah.
When you're like juggling tracks on deck to deck, needs to be able to load really
exactly. That was always the thing. I remember my friend set up like a bot that played sound effects, and he had all waves, and then he was like, "Oh, we're full on GitHub," and I was like, "What? Yeah, we have like 50." And then I found out he was using waves, and I was like, "Oh, dude, use MP3," and he's like, "Oh, they're so much smaller." And I'm like, "How do you not know this? This is like a few years ago."
Well, you got to learn at some point, I guess. No judgment.
Shouts out digital music fans. Shout out all those vinyl snobs.
You know, I still have like M4As that I put out through a CD on my fucking mom's computer back in like the early 2000s on iTunes. I still have them, and like they're horrible to work with now because like every time like I want to try the sample, I have to convert it back, or I'm just too lazy to re-download or to convert the whole thing just for archive purposes, But
you want to talk about archive, man? I'm in the lifelong journey of trying to archive everything that I have music-wise, and like the record label and the samples and blah blah blah. So I bought a NAS, and it's network attached storage.
There you go. Now I'm like, okay.
Blah blah blah. Basically, if one of those 3 hard drives fail, it can automatically recover itself. And that's fucking amazing. I never have to worry about my shit blowing up ever again.
Damn.
Unless the whole apartment caught on fire.
Then you wish you would have bought a fire extinguisher.
Right. Yeah. Every apartment should come with one. If they don't, you might be entitled to some cash reward.
I don't even know that my apartment has a fire detector, a smoke detector.
Oh my
A fire detector.
Well, regardless, I don't think my apartment
You're
has
the fire detector.
Yeah, that's your job.
Something smells like it's smoking. It smells like burnt toast in here.
Speaking of traveling, I see Icy's in the chat. He's literally on a train on his way here. I have to pick him up at like 1 or midnight. So
Wow.
shouts out to trains.
He's on the midnight train.
On that midnight train. Literally took the midnight train to Detroit. There it is. That's the song.
I hope my boy is safe out there. Getting off the train at that late of an hour in any city can be nerve-wracking.
It's not our station's it's not bad. And I'll be there to pick him up too. So just in case, carry his bags.
I mean, whenever I'm like traveling from, like I'll usually get like the early train back, to visit family in New Jersey. Whenever I come back, I end up getting back at like 1 or 2 in the morning, and it could be a little. When I used to live downtown, I had to walk from the train station to my dorm. That wasn't fun because creepy things are happening around.
That's the thing.
But,
I always like all that stuff is like worries me about being in New York. And when I was thinking of things to talk about today, I realized most of it just started being like, I don't know how to do this. Like I was like, when do you go to the airport? Like what time do you get? Like all this like boring shit. I'm like, these aren't questions. These are just like, I want someone to tell me how to take the subway.
Subway isn't too hard to figure out.
Because
The
like,
funny thing,
yeah,
I'm always so confused whenever I get to a train station or like a new one that I've never interacted with. I'm like, which line do I take? What ticket do I need? Are they going to come check the ticket?
yeah.
Like, I have no idea. But I think after you take multiple ones, like they're all somewhat similar. So no matter where
yeah.
you go, you know, one, you need to get a ticket. And you need to know where the lines go, and then if you got both of those, you're good. Either a man or woman or whoever comes and checks your little ticket on the train itself, or you scan it when you go out.
Yeah.
There it is. Because like,
I mean,
Go ahead,
plus
go
we
ahead.
have these amazing things called cell phones that tell us.
Oh, you'd be
I
surprised, or maybe you wouldn't
yes.
be surprised. I get incredibly lost even with a cell phone, and it
There's a
doesn't know which
great app that I
direction I'm going in either half the time. So yeah,
I use this app called Transit, and it's great. It works in most major cities. When I was in DC, I was able to. I knew where all the trains were at all times. I could, get it was really helpful, and I use it around Pittsburgh, and I know it works in New York.
okay.
So if
I'll
you're,
definitely look into that because
yeah, it's a free
I
app. I don't
trust
even think you have
Google
to make an
Maps.
account. So it's really just a great
thank God. Because
useful app.
I get into New York for Econ 3. Of course, if you didn't know, Vapor is playing Econ 3. Come on, give it up. Woo! Again, triple threat. But I get into New York at like 8 a.m. And I'm like, I have so much time to kill before anybody else gets there. Because I don't think anybody's coming in even remotely close to me. And
I don't know. I'll technically be there extremely early.
oh, that's right. We'll talk about that. Just what? So
Yeah.
you're also moving. Speaking of
Yeah.
the ultimate traveling, permanent residence.
I've never lived in another state in the past, 22 years of my life. So time for a little bit of change. I am moving to Brooklyn,
Now,
New York.
what was the reason for this? Was it simply job, or was it pursuing, or just better opportunities for, or
Pretty
all
much-
the above?
Yeah, circle all of it, man.
Yeah.
I work in software. I work in music. I really want to make K-pop music in particular.
Well, you should go to Korea then.
Yeah, I mean that's
Well, New York's the American Korea.
Yeah,
Mhm.
New York is America's Korea. That's what John said.
Why did I say that?
Yeah, where's America's South Korea?
Oh, Texas.
No, that's North.
There is something to say about the diversity of New York, though. So should be able to find a lot of like-minded musicians up there. That's what I'm hoping.
Oh,
I really want to up my jazz chops as well, and I know that jazz is huge in that city as
Hmm.
well.
Like live instrumentation stuff, or
Live and in the studio, I still consider myself more of a composer. Maybe that's a
Yeah.
cop-out.
you're into that. What do they call that? There's a word for it that where it's like the kind of the bedroom producer, jazz fusiony, chiptune world, like Floor Baba, and like you kind of involved in that. What do they call it? It's something.
Well, we call ourselves jazzers.
There's this. I feel like there's a specific word, something fusion, or like, oh my, digital fusion. Yes,
Yeah,
in the chat.
totally.
Digital
Yeah,
fusion. That's the word. That's the term I've heard.
I like that term a lot. I think it actually describes pretty well what I do. Because people ask me, "Hey, what's your music sound like?" If I introduce myself to a new person, and I'm like,
Because
it's
honestly,
like this and this and this and this and this and this.
depending on what era they like discovered you, would be different. Because like I think
Oh,
even
yeah.
even the tweet today, it said like vapor funk, and no shade on disco, but I was like, doesn't that really work?
I did today. I hadn't had a chance before, but I listened to your new album, and I definitely hear that in the new album.
Yeah, but like you think about it, like early
Well,
stuff
but then,
was
I
like
think
trap.
of exactly, yeah, like that sort of Blank Benchy-esque vapor trap sort of sounding style.
Then if you want to go off of like
Manifold.
yeah, if you want to go off like Spotify stats too, like some of your big tracks are the ones with like telepath, so it's like maybe people know you as like that. So it's
Yeah, which is super encouraging, actually. that people listen to the different types of stuff that I've made, and you know, I'm encouraged to make even more different types of music. Now, vaporwave is always going to be in my heart and soul,
Right. And
but I
in
want,
the name, can't escape
yeah, of
it.
course, in the name too. Yeah, there might have to be a name change coming up,
Just
at
error.
least if I do. That'd be cool. If I do like more jazz oriented stuff or start producing for vocalists, which is it's a huge goal of mine, then it's going to need to be something else. Like,
Well, you're no stranger to aliases. You know, you've got
oh yeah,
uh,
true, yeah.
what DJ Cam Girl and
Sports Girl, Useless, Intelivate Project, working on something with Digital Sex actually right now, and
Okay.
he's
Nice.
changed his name to Dreaming Diary, which is a pretty cool name in my opinion, and I think that aligns with our sound that we have together, which is actually really all over the place. Come to think of it, that's very exciting. Working with Telepath again as well. We reunited after many years, and we'll have some projects out soon.
That's
Working,
we're getting the details, man. I mean, I feel like we're on the cutting edge right
I've
here.
been silently working in the background for a little bit, and you know, I've had a lot of shows come up recently, which I love doing,
yeah.
and they're very fulfilling, but they do take up a lot of time. So I'm really excited to get back into
Like a studio mode kind of.
the studio
Yeah.
so I can bang out some stuff. We'll do a campaign for Televate One double record. So I'm just finishing up artwork for that, and then we shot a film.
What?
that we're working
Okay.
on. So that will be pretty interesting to see as well. I got to finish up my half of the split for that, and then
Damn, a split. I feel like I haven't heard an actual split in like years in the scene. Nobody does splits anymore.
yeah. Well, if it's going to be anyone, I guess it's going to be me and a Telepath.
Yeah.
So um, we have some special Zen harmonic or microtonal music that we have created for that.
Listen to
I'm
that.
using a 27 tone scale.
Listen to that, John. You know what that means?
It's
I
like
get-
imagine if you took your traditional piano and added a black note for every black note. It's like extra steps in between.
Okay.
Some Jacob Collier shit, bro.
I only play the black notes, so you know, I mean,
It is partially just an intonation E,
Yeah.
more pure intervals than you might find in our traditional 12 tone system. But yeah, you'll just have to hear it.
You'll
You
just
won't
have
even notice
for
half
sure.
the time, but there is some like spice and chords and textures that you might not be able to get with a 12 tone.
Because they always say about like how like fits on a piano aren't even necessarily correct, like math wise. Yeah. So I'm
Yeah,
su-
exactly. So then it's like edging it more towards like literally the vibrations match up more mathematically correct,
yeah.
which gives a more pure tone. And there's tons of resources out there that can probably explain it better than I can in a
No, this is a master class. Yeah,
type of
it's
thing. But yeah, it's very cool, very interesting, very difficult to do since I'm using a regular piano. But yeah, I'm very excited for that project as well.
that sounds crazy.
And no huge promises, but we have some old demos for the third album that we're trying to put together, update, and release as a third album. So
This is you and Telepath still, right?
Mhm.
Sick.
So we'll have a trilogy there, and then we'll make some more music as a different feeling. So,
Now,
Mhm.
to kind of rope it like back to like the whole like travel theme ish, like so you and Telebeth performed together at the first econ, right? I don't remember.
the first and the second, I think.
Okay.
I think it was the first and the second.
So
yeah.
how exactly did you guys like figure that out with the because different states, I think,
Oh,
right?
yeah.
Yeah.
We so what he did is he he has like all the master tracks for our stuff, right? And all the project files. So he'll strip out like the melody or whatever, and then he'll play that live, and then it'll give me and him room to do some improv as well.
All right, sick. Then do
So
you guys rehearse at all? Or just straight, just
we rehearse on our own,
yeah.
and that probably was in like you could probably tell because it was very loose in those performances. Also, I had to tune my keyboard, my synthesizer, to be a little bit sharp because we use like 444 hertz as the A
Okay.
instead of what is it normally 432 or something or 440? Yeah, 440
Yeah.
is
I'm
is a
just gonna say yeah.
concert, or the normal standard tuning that we have. So yeah, it's like slightly sharp.
It's just like well, like, okay, so you've been traveling around. You've done Chichil East and you've done Chichil North, and like, which one is better?
Which one is better?
No,
they're
I'm
both
just
great. I'm not gonna choose.
so
choose
like
one.
when you do are asked to travel, like, how easy is it for you to do that? Do you even take into account, like, are you at a place where you can just be like, that's a yes for me, or like, how
Well, he's in
complicated?
Atlanta. He's you know, every plane goes to Atlanta, so he can go
Yeah,
anywhere.
that's a big advantage because Atlanta is such a hub for international and domestic travel that you can usually get a reasonably priced plane ticket. And I have a Delta credit card and try to use those benefits as well. So I've been able to use flight points to go to Japan that one time in 2019 for our tour, the
Yeah,
Neo
the
Gaia.
Neo guy. Yeah.
And I took a vacation several months back and was able to go to Portugal pretty cheap.
Ooh.
That was really cool.
Now, I
Go
kind
ahead.
of want to hear about your trip or the show in or shows the tour in Japan. I mean, how was this your first time in Japan?
Yeah, that's my first time, first and only time. Japan is still closed down for the most part, from what I understand. I'd love to go back. Um, yeah, it was a very special time. It was me, James, Evan, and Jordan from Groceries.
Oh yeah.
That's right.
He was in Korea at the time.
Yes,
Yeah.
so he was able to, like, we had a St. Pepsi wasn't able to make it, unfortunately, so we had an extra slot, and then we called up Groceries and said, "Hey, I need you on a plane right now." That's exactly.
I'll be there in a sec. Be there in a jiffy.
And now I mean, this is a stupid question. Obviously, the crowds are Japanese.
Yeah.
Does the fan base still exist? Like, there's Japanese fans of DDS. Like, it's such a wild thing to think. Or of
That's
you,
the fun-
obviously. Like,
It's freaking sweet. I'm gonna forget the name of this this album that DDS made, but it has RPG in the title. Do you guys remember?
Oh,
Someone in
it's got
chat's
like an
gonna say
anime
that,
girl
but
on the cover. Like,
Super Mario RPG.
no, I think I know what you're talking about.
Anyway, Japanese words, English word. Japanese fans call it by
Oh,
the
it's just
Japanese.
called RPG with Japanese stuff.
Well, what's the Japanese translation?
Oh, you want me to look that up? Windows Vista RPG, says somebody?
Yes, Windows Vista RPG. It was on the tip of my tongue. I thought that, but
I love
yeah.
Windows Vista.
Yeah. So the Japanese fans call that Windows Vista. And over here, we're calling it RPG. So it's
That's
just kind of
nuts.
like use whatever language that you know the best, and that's what we call the album. I thought that was very, very interesting note.
That is cool. Like, I just can't even picture, like, a Japanese scene. I feel like this whole thing is built around, like, kind of pretending that we know what we're talking about over there. Pretending that we're, like, into the Japanese world. And then they're just like, oh no, this is actually just our real life.
Music knows no language or bounds, and that's really apparent when you travel and you know.
And I mean, especially music that either doesn't have lyrics or
Yeah.
doesn't the lyrics aren't necessarily the point of the thing. And even if it does have lyrics, you could just enjoy it for their sound more so than their, what they're actually saying. Because most of the time in vaporwave or vaporwave adjacent stuff, it's just gibberish.
Just as we wear shirts with Japanese characters all over it, people in Japan and other countries will wear shirts with English characters all over it.
Yeah.
Because it looks cool to us, like each way. And yeah, there's just been a culture trade that I've seen, or that you can observe between Japan and America and like all over the world, but I'm going to specifically focus on Japan and America. It goes back to video games. That's why I first fell in love with music is because of video games, particularly Nintendo games.
Ooh,
Japanese
you're the
games.
opposite of me.
Yeah.
Well, mine would be Sega.
Okay. Oh, okay. Gotcha.
You got it. Sorry.
Like,
We're not actually.
video games because of music. Okay. Yeah. Yeah. Like they would make music that sounds like our jazz and funk, and then we would come back and make music that sounds like Japanese stuff, and like back and forth and back and forth, and decades of this. I think it's a really cool thing.
Yeah. And it's like that's what like K-pop now is like some weird hyper and like I don't know if industrialized is the right word, but like it is this like super scientifically analyzed like what about every genre do we like? Let's put that into one mega pop song.
That's what I love about that too. Like you look at a lot of like Asian pop music, and you can pick out influences from like jazz and funk, and particularly Latin music as well.
Yeah.
I think some of the best like vaporwave, like future funk music has come out of Latin America because they really have
they have a big scene for sure.
They have a tinge of like, I don't know. There's something extra. It's almost like there's that extra rhythm that comes through on it.
That's what I'm alive for is culture and making music now.
Yeah, that shit it's actually pretty nuts. Like there is a South American scene. I feel like there's a lot of people.
I'm always come to Brazil.
I'm not even joking. I will go to Brazil.
Hey, braver than I.
I want to set it up, man. A coworker of mine is Brazilian, and he his brother makes some pretty good music. I'm gonna plug him real quick. Can I get like a link or something?
If you put it in
Oh.
the funny VC or whatever, I can put it in the Twitch chat.
Okay. I'm gonna link one of my favorite songs of his. And now this is like music in Portuguese. And it's more on like the trap side of things. Sorry, you said the funny VC or general?
General would be fine too.
Okay, I'm gonna paste that there. That's his music.
Okay, sweet.
I'd like to if he could set up a show.
Oh yeah, for in Brazil, and you guys
I would like to do a show in Brazil.
he'd open for you.
I don't know. I probably I don't really.
I'm just kidding. Well, so when you do perform live, like, does traveling limit stuff, or do you just bring the whole? I don't even know necessarily what you do. I mean, I saw you live in New York the first time, but I don't know if that's changed or what you implement now.
Now, if I'm doing my full show, it's going to be my bass guitar and my synthesizer.
And then like a laptop.
That equals, my laptop. So there's like 3 bags right there, and then another bag for merch.
That was the second thing. If how merch is done with like from the angle of like an independent.
Well, I mean, you also run your own record label, or you have been running it for what's like 2015.
When how you said 25 years.
Yeah.
What? I don't think Vaporwave's that old.
Plus
yet.
100 is the year. 100 is the year it's been active for.
Oh yes, a millennia. But you know, how I was looking into it earlier, and I've seen a couple of new releases, but it feels like there's been a slower trickle of
That's right.
releases.
Yeah.
I clearly because I'm guessing it's because you're focusing on your own personal, music projects. Because to be honest, it's better to be self-reliant on yourself than having to rely on other people.
Yeah.
I
Self-reliant on yourself. Yeah.
yeah.
Let's make fun of him.
Big reason for that is, it does take a lot of time to manage everyone. So I've like backed off on that a bit. But now technology is catching up where I can properly provide splits or like full rights to people. And that's kind of where I would want to go with it. So if I was going to release something on Plus 100, I want to make sure that people get paid correctly. So, and automatically too.
Yeah, that's such a huge thing.
Bandcamp still has a ways to go with that. Like the
Yeah.
label feature is janky. I'll say it. I can't just like add a PayPal address for a specific album. It has to be linked correctly and very painstakingly. So I've done that, set it up for a couple artists, and with me and Telepath, I just pay him like manually still, but all the streams I figured out. I was going to do more label work. I would rethink the approach, see if I could make sure that
Does that stuff take up like a big room physically? Like I assume, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, like you could probably see.
Yeah.
Even it's.
vinyl is so hard to produce right now that
I hate vinyl. I love vinyl. Don't get me wrong. But I really hate having to sell, manage, buy, get made vinyl because it's literally the most unintuitive and annoying thing to make, especially these days because everybody's trying to make it. And
it's
I
very
prefer tapes.
It takes too damn long, and I like CDs, man. I think CDs are great.
I think that's my next route. I think because I realized like, you want a cassette? I want a vinyl. It's like I skipped a whole 10 decade there.
Whole era.
Well,
yeah.
I think the nostalgia is going to come back for CDs. Things like up until I don't think it's been like I think it might be like the past like 2 years maybe CDs are starting to make a comeback. Because for a while there, every time I put out a CD on Business Casual, it would just sit for a while. Even the stuff that was like pretty, like a bigger name wanted it. They would still sit for too long than I was really wanting. So I'm gonna try to get back into CDs a little more nowadays since they're. But the other thing is, I used to get this place. There used to be this place that I get CDs dirt cheap. And they were like high quality, pretty good for what they were. Like I paid $100 for 100 CDs, like full J cards, full everything, But the place closed down a couple years ago, and I'm like, after that closed down, it was just like every other place is just so expensive.
Yeah,
everything's just got so expensive.
Encarta 95 just started a CD label. I don't know why I put quotes around that, but literally, I think with Encarta. I think he's just honestly. I think half the time he buys URLs and thinks of names, and then gets websites, and then like a few years later goes, "I have the URL. I might as well make something out of it." Like literally, Strudelsoft he owned the website for it.
I do have a problem as well buying too many URLs. I have
chat energy right there. I really like that.
Just buying URLs.
It's like I have at least like 30.
Jeez.
No shit.
Oh yeah, no. Well,
too damn cheap.
I get the cheap ones to be honest. Like I don't
renew them, right? So
I think my most expensive one I have to a year is a .lgbt one. But other than that,
no, isn't that great that the LGBT one is the expensive one?
I I have 25 domains, not 30.
You have entered my domain.
But some of them I bought for like different purposes. Some of them I bought this one in like 2013. I haven't used. Oh, I tried using it a while ago. I wanted to start this is back 2013, 2014 when before NFTs and before like I had started like business casual at that point, and I wanted to do a video label, and so I bought Video Club. .xyz.
That's a
Which
great
I
site.
still really would love to do like a video label. And it was like a digital video label. So you'd like buy a Vimeo like all access pass, or at the time I think it was VHX was the thing.
Yeah.
But I wanted to do that, but because there was a couple other video labels at the time, but that like died out because there wasn't enough money in it. Because how many people are going to buy video art when you can just view it on YouTube? But hey, now we got NFTs, so I'm like, I'm happy.
He's back,
That's
baby.
Woo, yeah, you guys can all hate on me. I don't care.
Have you sold an NFT before?
I've sold a couple.
John's the NFT guy.
I have purchased a lot more than I've made. I'm not out here buying apes, although
he does have one.
It's a piece of conceptual artwork. This is the one I bought. Technically,
that's where you can stop right there. Is conceptual.
It's. Have you ever heard of Ryder Rips?
Mm.
I mean, he's a conceptual artist and has worked with like Kanye West and has worked with. Who's Kanye? Oh,
Literally who?
I'm going on a tangent here, but I was on TikTok the other day, and like some kid, it was like asking like some person my age was asking like people in high school, do you know Kanye West? Do you know this artist and this artist? And things like I feel like everybody should kind of know. And like, who?
They really don't. Like, is that real?
It was a white kid, so I don't know.
Well, I just feel like
the thing is like I don't know where in America this is. This could be in like
England.
I don't know. It could be in England. Yeah, exactly. So,
Bloody who?
Bloody.
That's my terrible.
I've never heard of Kanye West. I don't know.
I've only heard of Kanye East.
It's coming up to me flat and listen to Kanye? No. We ain't doing bruv.
Oh my God.
But I'm not here to sell NFTs to anybody, to be honest. Because a lot of them are shit. And you shouldn't get into them if you don't know what you're getting into.
Well, John, I'm not getting into them.
Good. I don't want you in them. You would just ruin them. I'd have to quit.
What? Oh, that's how we get it done. I joined, so you quit.
No.
Didn't the market crash?
Don't join. The market crashes every week.
Yeah.
I thought it was about the artwork.
Although it did kind of crash the other day.
Where do you think the best places in the world are right now? Let's say if you wanted to pursue vaporwave, what cities is that? Now this I know the question, but in my head I was thinking if you're a comic, you go to New York, LA, Chicago, or you find where like your club where you can get like club time. And if you're a musician, a traditional musician, I'm like, same, more or less the same places. Maybe you go to fucking Nashville. But I was like, in my head, I was like, active vaporwave live time is Philadelphia, and it's only because of Chris.
No. You go to the absolute cheapest, worst place you could live, and then do it all online.
That is true. That could be the move.
Cheapest place to live that has high-speed internet, like not DSL, but like high-speed internet.
I think that might be in Europe.
No,
I'm not even kidding. Don't they have good internet over there?
They've got good internet, but who wants to live in? You don't want to live in Europe.
You're contradicting yourself. Cheapest place, good internet.
It's not cheap in Europe. You kidding me?
I don't know. Don't they? I thought all their money is worth nothing to me. Don't they use like loonies and stuff? No.
That's Canada.
Oh shit. Because I was like, are there like
Pound's worth more than $1. About a year. I think
I
you're tracking. Yeah,
I
euros
mean,
more than $1 now.
mhm. Great,
that was
wonderful. That just Ew.
because that was always my thought, is that this shit's all so online, even if it's not vaporwave, just like internet music in general is always, you can benefit
Yeah.
online, and you talk to people who are older and they'll tell you to like hawk CDs or do this and that, and you're like, I've gotten nothing from being in person, but I've gotten everything from being on Twitter.
It just depends on what you want to do, and I think vaporwave is still a very online genre.
Yeah.
But if you wanted to, you named them, LA, Chicago, and New York are going to be huge cities for all sorts of like cultural experiences.
Yeah,
And
venues and hubs.
there.
Texas now, actually.
Rattle off my top cities for listenership.
Oh yeah.
There's two interesting ones in here. A couple of them. So LA, Chicago, kind of already knew that. Dallas and Houston come in at number 3 and 4.
Because of Joe Rogan, I swear.
Yes. No, I to be honest, I went to Dallas. No, I went through.
Did Joe Rogan like say something about vaporwave recently?
No, the joke was that he moved to Austin, and like everyone else kind of, like a lot of comics followed him thinking it'd be like a hub, like, oh, he's creating a new hub.
Well, to be honest, I think people don't realize how nice parts of Texas are, and like there's a reason why everybody's moving down there. You know,
Oh, yeah.
Great time.
great winters. You know,
Yeah, okay, so yeah, LA, Chicago are mine too, and then my next ones are Seattle and Dallas. And then Atlanta,
Seattle.
probably because of you.
Yeah. Atlanta, I will say that. But it's still hard to like book shows here, but I think the difficulty comes in with like me not having a residency at any of these places.
Yeah.
And maybe I should just pitch a dance party instead. So I think people are more down with that.
That's literally, I
That's
swear
what
we've been
Chris
hearing
talked
that
about.
every week. Skelly or whoever, just like, it's the dance party vibe. Nobody cares about a vaporwave show, but they want to go to a dance party, and then you just kind of trick them, and you only play like stuff that you want, and then it works, and they don't even know that they just enjoyed it. I think that's definitely the way.
Anything that I can do to force people to listen to K-pop, I'll do.
But now you're going to be in New York, so I'm sure there's got to be some
Yeah.
K-pop nights.
Some freaking nerds over there, man.
Is there anybody in New York you're specifically like connecting with? Not to pry, but
I have a friend in 3rd grade, or since 3rd grade, that I will be moving in close proximity to. So we'll definitely hang out a lot. And then no Genki's up there.
so yeah, artist-wise, yeah. St.
Yeah.
Pepsi.
Yeah, isn't say Pepsi up there? You gotta go knock on old Ryan's door and say, "Yo, bro, what's cooking? What do we have for dinner?"
I feel like it's in the cards, man. I'll give him a call or something once I'm up there and be like, "Hey, man, you still around? Want to grab some pizza or a bagel? Maybe a pizza bagel?"
Bagels.
I was talking about how I'm coming in at 8 in New York, and they were like, well, who else lives there? Maybe you can like kind of go crash there for a little bit. And somebody, was that who?
That was me. I
John
think
just was like, you could hit up St. Pepsi, and you're like, you think I'm gonna go message St. Pepsi? Hey, I'm in New York. Can I come chill? Like, you think he's gonna be like, yeah, okay, cool.
That's like a thing that you got to be offered, I guess.
Oh, 100%.
Even if it's your best friend, like maybe
Yeah.
not your best. You can kind of expect that shit, but
yeah, your best friend, you could say.
I just thought it was
"Hey,
funny that, like-
I'll be there in like 10 minutes.
The
Be
fact
ready."
that like the first person you went to was like the guy.
Well,
Like,
I mean, like he's the one person I know who like lives in Brooklyn.
Mhm.
You know, in the vaporwave scene. I don't know. The thing
Yeah,
is,
I
like,
don't know if he moved or whatever, but he did have the kindness to welcome me into his home on the first Electronic Con.
I think
So
when Dan had to leave because of his hurricane and stuff, and his flights were delayed, I think he offered Dan to be. He was like, "If you need a place to stay."
yeah, that's right. I do remember that.
Did you get hit by that too? I mean, Atlanta, Georgia.
No, I escaped it, but I did get bronchitis.
okay. How on a scale of 1 to 10, What's the chance that we all get COVID from econ?
The venue's big, right?
I think you can do the literal math on this.
Because there's gonna be at least one idiot who comes like, "Oh, I don't feel so good, but this is econ. I have to go." You know, it's just like
Yeah, I
ruins
mean,
it for
like,
everybody else.
I'm shaking everyone's hands, and
Oh no!
Yeah.
so I think I want to get a booster.
That's my plan as well. Like month before, week before, whatever. I just got COVID at the beginning of the month, and I was like, well, perfect, because now it'll be like I'm good for a while or whatever they say.
Yeah. To my knowledge, I've never had it, thankfully. Part goes out to the people that have had it recently or ever. It really sucks.
I will say, going to a concert with your friend and then being like, yeah, I've never got COVID. That's actually how you get COVID.
I feel like yeah, if you say that, yeah, you're
I literally was like, just at the thing, I can't believe I've never got it before. And then like the day later, just
Whoa,
like,
dude, really?
God, I got so much shit spilled on me. Like I had like a beer spill on me, someone, and I'm just like, oh yeah, it was really fun. It was Disclosure and DJ Boring. So that was really sick.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah,
DJ
that's
Boring Disclosure. I saw pictures from that show.
yeah. I put it on Instagram.
It was pretty cool.
That shit was so good. Well, like, do I say worth it? Like, I did miss a week and a half of work,
Hey,
but I hate work, but I'm not paid. You know, I don't have PTO. So.
Well, when you look back on it in your life, I think you can make the decision. And
I did recover. I did full recover. So
yeah. That's good.
can you? Okay, you guys are talking about boosters, and I'm thinking like I've got the 3 shots. Do I really need to get a booster? I mean, how often do you need to get one? I mean, like,
I don't know.
Every 6 months or a year or something like that. I'm not a doctor. This is not medical advice, but so I hear probably 6 months or a year or something like that.
Well, maybe I'll get one in July.
That's kind of what I'm thinking. It's a bit like I don't know how I feel about like lasting a whole day with like masks and stuff on. I don't know.
Oh, I can't do that anymore.
It's gonna be rough if you have to.
Certainly do it, but that's probably not going to happen.
Well,
I know.
Like August. It's like if this was like in the winter, or if it was like in the early spring or late fall, that'd be fine. This is in fucking like the dead heat, humidity of New York in the summer.
Yeah,
the
Disclosure show was completely. Nowhere. Now I don't know. I'm okay with it. I'm not like, oh no, everybody, get away from me. I don't know. I think we're all going there. We all just gotta. I think if you were gonna get it, you were gonna get it. I don't necessarily think like, I don't know. This is COVID shit. But it's like, I think a mask will help you go to a coffee shop. You don't want to breathe on each other. But if you're in a fucking room with 1,000 people, I don't think that mask is really helping you.
Yeah, it's not.
Maybe it is. I don't want to.
In Miami to see George play.
And
it was all outdoors, and I wasn't like in any crowds, But I didn't get COVID.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not there for the music, to be completely honest. I'm
there just to get COVID.
Yeah. I'm there to get I'm there to have like a good time with my buddies, my internet buddies, and say hi.
That weekend is crazy. Like it's gonna be nuts. Every day, I think there's something. If you're a Vaporwave fan, every day there's gonna be an event. I think Friday and Saturday and Sunday.
You don't even have to go to Econ. Just you
can go to
Friday, Sunday. There'll be something.
It's true. I know a lot of stuff. Before we kind of wrap up in a little bit, I wanted to confront you on something that I think the people that I wanted to talk about. I don't know if it rings any bells, but I have like a VAPERROR story.
Okay.
And it's not. I don't think it's embarrassing. I think it's more funny, and it's not like. I'm not like throwing shit. It's not you didn't wrong me or anything.
Okay.
It all boils down to Twitter. It all boils down to Twitter. I don't know.
Boy.
I think I know where this is going.
I've told the story before on
Dude.
Indy's podcast, and I actually re-listened to it just so I was like, what did happen? But basically, when they introduced that you could like stuff, and then it would come up on your feed and like stuff, I always noticed that you would like and like comment on like a lot of my tweets,
Yeah.
but you never followed me. And that's fine. That was fine. Again, I literally listened to me tell the story today. Again, it was like, that was fine. Because it's like, whatever. I don't care. I don't know. I'm not mad at anything. But what was funny is that it started ramping up to where it became like a running gag. Where every time it would happen, I'd be like, this is like, how? At this point, how?
Well, it's probably because you came up so much that I already thought that I was following you. And, you know, I'm trying to not care so much on social media. There's actually a lot of people.
This is 100% on me. I'm not like, you need to, but it gets better. So we hang out in New York the night before ElectroniCon, and we're kind of talking about this. And there's like 8 of us all like joking around, being like, well, he follows me, he follows my label. And I'm just sitting there like, son of a bitch. And then we go to ElectroniCon. I think my friend Hexadecimal is like drunk and says something to you about it. I think at one point, and is like something follow him as part of the bit. And I don't think you knew what was going on, probably.
Yeah.
And
I think it was in the dark, but yeah.
And then I think you saw me play at the after party.
Yes.
Which leads into more just funny stuff. Because it's been a whole thing. It's like, he doesn't follow me. And then there was a video posted of that after party where I messed up or whatever, but it turned into something cool. And you commented about like being there and like liking it. And I played Escape from the City. And so that was
I remember you played something from Sonic. Yeah, definitely Escape from the City. Yeah.
So then that was just like, okay, so he won't follow me, but he'll come see me play live. Then
it doesn't mean anything.
I know.
Exactly.
It doesn't mean anything. And then I get a friend request on Facebook, and it's you. And I just thought it was funny that you would do everything except follow me on Twitter. And again, I was like, it's not an issue.
You tweet a lot back then.
Well, that's the thing. It was like, it's not an issue. There's plenty of people that I like that don't follow me, and I don't expect it. But I was like, okay, he's coming to see me live. He's friending me on Facebook. He's commenting and liking all my tweets. I was like, at that point, it just become a big bit, a big mega bit. And I was like, it's so funny. I think eventually, Ruben, PowerPC, and me, I think eventually he somehow got you too. And I was like, I kind of feel like I cheated. And I was like,
cheating or anything.
But yeah, I was just wondering if you had any idea that was even happening.
I had no freaking idea.
It was so 100%. It's so petty. It means nothing. I wasn't really offended. It just, once you notice it, then you're like, oh, that's interesting.
Then you like fixate on a detail, right? And then you ignore the other things. So you gotta be like, this is what I'm trying to do too in my own life, is be present to like things that are happening around me. That's really freaking hard to do, to be honest.
Yeah.
So yeah, just for me, it's easy to fixate on something like that. Like I would definitely get caught in those thought loops and patterns. But you know, as we said, like I came to your show, hung out a little bit.
Right, because we talked there too, and I didn't mention it. Because again, it doesn't matter. It didn't really matter at all.
Yeah, we're all friends here. Yeah.
I just thought it was just like the funny little detail that everyone was just like, he'll never. I think when I listened back to me tell the story, I think I was like, he's gonna like put me in his will. He's gonna buy me a house. He's gonna have me on his label, but he'll never follow back. Like I was like, knowing my luck, it just turned into this big bit. And here, I guess this is the final.
and don't follow him on Twitter.
You know what you should do? You
Sure,
should
let me
unfollow him
comment
right
there.
now.
No.
Unfollow him right now.
Dan Mason does that all the time as a joke, and then he
No,
keeps.
I'd follow him and never follow him again. I'm serious. Do it.
I'm already losing followers because the bots are getting deleted.
Oh, yeah.
Elon, come on.
I haven't even checked. What was that site like? Who unfollowed me? Like, because I mean, sometimes you just want to see who's unfollowing you. Like,
Oh, I see. See, you think I'm petty? I don't do that. I don't want to know.
I kind of want to know sometimes. I think the worst thing was when I announced when I first did an NFT. I think Vectroid unfollowed me, and I was like,
Your NFTs.
that was like a heart sink moment. I was like, oh, Vectroid, where did I go wrong?
But yeah,
I had to
But,
double check real quick and make sure that I actually was following.
that's the thing. I didn't want to make it seem like that I was offended because I wasn't. Because at that point, we hadn't really we were never talking really at that point. You were always kind of like a class or two ahead of like in the scene world. So like I wasn't like, oh, he needs to like.
I don't like thinking about it that way.
Well, I meant class as in like high school, not like money. You know what I mean?
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Like you were like
I
a
thought you-
senior and I was a freshman kind of at the moment. Kind of like that. Nah, yeah, you're a upper class vaporwave.
Yeah.
Well, there are definitely different, levels of where artists are on like the.
But it's just
Like,
like
as far as like influence, at least, as far as like where they are in their career,
it's more like the John's thing of always like you put your time in.
Yeah, I whenever I'm looking for an artist, I either want somebody who, like, you want to give people a chance where you don't think anybody else would like give them that chance, but also the people who have had chances, you want to see them consistently, keep up with it, and once they put their time in, then they be ready for what I offer, whatever, like
They're ready.
I like me following people on Twitter. Some people are, I have a pretty low follower to following.
And when you keep
ratio.
calling me petty about this stuff, and you have like
What the-
specific Twitter followers, and
I go through my followers every couple months, and I filter out the ones that either am not really caring about today or these days or whatever. You know what I mean? Like, seriously, like because I want my follow on social media to mean something. I don't want to just be like, I just follow. Like, people have like thousands. They're following thousands of people. It's just like, how can you really keep up with that many people?
read a lot. I'm a fast reader.
And the algorithm will show you whatever it wants anyway. So
True,
Yeah.
it's true. And the algorithm was showing you my stuff every day.
Yeah. I don't see it that well. The thing is, like, I have two Twitters now, and I switch between them a lot. So I don't know. Well, actually, I have more than just two, but I have like two main ones now. I'm just like,
I'm assuming you're talking about Biz and your own, or are you talking about your John Zavelli
no,
one?
I'm talking about my art one. I'm talking about like the thing is, I follow a lot of like art artists on the one, and I follow a lot of musicians on the other. So it's
yeah.
I don't know. I get two different perspectives. I don't know what I'm getting at.
No, I get it. And there'll be another story. I can't wait till you have your Twitter story, John.
Oh, what would be my Twitter story?
When we get Vex right now, you can be like, and you unfollowed me, and there'll be a whole thing.
To be honest, I think they may. I think they followed back from their other. I think they unfollowed and then followed me back from their like live Twitter instead of the artist's Twitter. So I think they are technically still. You know what? Actually, you know what? Let me. I haven't checked.
We here put so much weight on some of that stuff, and so many people make fun of us when I care about stuff like this. But
yeah, I mean, I don't really care. It's just like seeing that in my thing. Yeah, the live channel follows me. The artist channel unfollowed me. I think it's because they were trying to,
Congrats. 100% Electronica follows me, but Miracus doesn't. So I think George hates me.
Yeah.
I think he hates me.
I guess they do follow me. I didn't even
Okay. Rub it in.
Well, no, I just Electronica follows me, but does George follow me?
Okay, let's play this game live.
Yeah, he does follow me. Ooh,
Woo!
salt in the wound.
Yeah. So let's, I guess, wrap it back around. Your next location is that New York, I guess.
Yeah, I'm gonna.
Oh, well,
move
you're gonna
to-
be there anyways.
Yeah. Yes. So in terms of playing a show, I will be in Queens, New York, August. Is it 20th or Electronicon 3?
Oh, it's
Yeah, August
yes.
20th is.
Sorry for this
Yeah,
dog
August
outside.
and have a sublease that is starting June 15th in Williamsburg borough or neighborhood of Brooklyn, New York.
Williamsburg's great.
Yeah, and I'll be staying there through probably August 27th ish, so tacking on an extra week after Electronicon, so I can kind of like wrap up a work week and move back to Atlanta until I find a permanent spot.
That's
in
interesting.
the- So this is kind of a trial run.
So
Make
you,
sure-
yeah, how long were you
like-
staying again?
It used to be like 2.5 months.
Okay.
So I bounce back here. If I like Brooklyn, I'll move to Brooklyn. If I like Manhattan better, I'll probably move to Manhattan or wherever. It just depends. Or I can get a good lease, good deal on a lease, and
Yeah,
it's gonna
that's
be-
maybe not like a shoebox, you know.
yeah.
I mean, you may be stuck in a shoebox if you're in Manhattan, or you know, who knows. I mean,
Yeah.
if you're in tech, you know, you might be good anywhere.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's still gonna be small, but we can make it work. And to tell you the truth, I haven't sat on the couch over there in like a month, so I don't even use that space. Not all this space is functional. I think you can see, like back over here, my kitchen counter cuts off
Yeah,
3 feet ish to the wall or something, and that's just like square footage that doesn't get really used. And there's a patio that I don't use. Yeah, I'm just
you
sitting
know,
here.
you're out there on the patio playing music for your neighbors. You know.
I did during coronavirus once in my old apartment in Atlanta. I wonder if anyone heard it or enjoyed it or whatever.
That's just nobody, just to no reaction. That's classic. It's a classic move.
Yeah,
There-
vaporwave people never get any.
Well, I wasn't really looking for it. I just really it was a Twitter live stream that I
Oh
tried
yeah.
out, and just kind of played some pretty ambient stuff, nothing like jarring or anything, just kind of like background music that stop before like 9 or 10 or whatever.
Yeah.
So people can sleep and
You'd always
be
see those
annoyed.
videos of like DJs playing like full sets outside, and I always be like, for every person that loves that, I bet there's someone who hates it.
I hate it. Yeah. Yeah,
It's like somebody bringing a guitar out on their balcony, just like starts playing the guitar. God, that sounds like I don't care how good you are. I don't want to hear it.
someone was practicing horn or brass recently, and I was like, good for them.
Good for them.
I feel like it's like I've lived through my phase where I was the one doing that. So there was a kid very close to where I lived who would practice snare drumming outside,
Ooh.
and it was reverberating off the neighborhood. I just remember always hearing it, but
It is honestly super quiet in my apartment complex, and I think it's going to be a lot noisier in the Big Apple.
I mean, it depends on how old your building is, because a lot of those old buildings do tend to be pretty well built and pretty well insulated.
They don't
Or
make
at
them
least,
with
like-
these
Yeah,
salt
exactly.
and brick.
So it may be more soundproof than you think it might be, but
Yeah.
because I mean my building's all concrete. The only place I can hear my neighbors is through my front door, which is pretty.
just through the
Pretty
hole,
thin.
through the hole I've drilled.
Yes, I could just.
Ooh, they're watching TV.
Ooh, they're watching a sports. I love my apartment building, but my one neighbor, whenever there's like a sports game going on, I can hear him. Like he's
Is he
fucking
like
loud.
He's like, yeah. He's like, loves
He's
that
like,
shit.
No, the fucking come on! Oh, don't be there. It's it's something.
Goodness.
But
Well, it's better than gaming. You know what I mean? When people get into that.
oh yeah, I mean, I could definitely. Sometimes I just, I lash out on Fortnite or what have you.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, it's
I haven't been on Fortnite in a minute. I think it would be really fun to go back. And
We just
play some-
started. Sorry,
hey,
I
Randy
just started.
playing.
So, yo, if you need,
If you need a squad mates, hit us
I
up.
think we might be friends.
So
I looked through my. Okay,
That's the problem.
that's fine. I don't. Nobody
We can do
cares.
crossplay,
Yeah.
but yeah, like I'm not going to be like super twitchy. You know?
I'm not either.
Oh, no, I mean, I play with a controller even on PC. So I mean,
Okay.
We just like to run around and
yeah,
get into tents
yeah,
and die to the first people we see.
yeah. And it's great. It's fun.
I think so. Man, next time
Yeah.
maybe we'll do. Cause I wanted to
Yeah.
stream. I wanted to stream it, and so if you're okay with like I don't know, just hopping on Discord and just like we'll play it and we'll stream it or something. I really want to do that with like me, you, and Frank. Like Frank plays. Frank plays with
Yeah.
us. We were playing. The three of us were playing the other day. You know what's sad is that the season's almost over, and I just started playing, and I've
What
played.
level yet?
I'm now like 72.
Okay,
So I'm about to
hey,
finish it. I think after this weekend, I have the 2 days after the weekend off because like I took Tuesday off. I just don't work Wednesday normally, so I have those two. I'm like, I wonder if I can just fucking get to the end of it, just because what a degenerate.
Yeah,
Top level is it like 80 or
100.
100's the top level, but you can go up to I think I'm at level like 172.
For like the final reward, the battle pass.
Yeah, he wants to get Doctor Strange. Ugh.
I've definitely gotten up there. I feel like I've hit at least 80 or 90, maybe 100 once, but
I mean, it's a fun game. I stopped playing for a couple years. I don't really know why I stopped. Because it's really fun.
I can't believe how much I like it.
I'm surprised you actually got into it after like just hating it on it.
I didn't
so much.
hate it. I never hated it.
You were like, I'll never play
hit
it.
on Fortnite because it's popular. People hit on things because they're popular.
Why?
but-
We played it back when it was like maybe the second season. It was still like super new, like it had just blown up, and we played it,
Yeah.
and it was fun. I just think I was like, I don't really like building. It's too much for me. Like I just can't like handle like all the. You could do so much. Yeah, I don't want that.
Too much.
Yeah, and I always just
90.
kind of didn't think I'd get into it. But then they got rid of it, or they added a second mode that's no build, and then they added like the sprinting and like the climbing and the sliding, and because I always like to play Apex because that had like sliding and climbing, and now it's in Fortnite, and now I've just been like, now I can play as fucking Rick and Morty and kill Ghost Rider, and I hate how much I love it. I hate how much I'm excited. Literally, this turned into Fortnite, but like literally when new stuff exists in real life, when people announce new movies, TV shows, or stuff, I go, ooh, I hope there's a Fortnite skin. Like I'm that guy now. I'm like it's so lame, but like when a new movie like Top Gun's coming out and I'm like, gotta be a Tom Cruise skin, right?
Tom Cruise.
Oh, and a glider being one of the planes.
You bet.
It's gonna happen.
Obi-Wan just came out, snagged him. To be fair, I haven't really spent a lot of money. I just had stuff already like saved up, but it's pretty sick.
I like the dances the most.
Mm-hmm.
Oh,
So I think is there a Rickroll one?
Oh,
Yeah,
yep.
definitely.
I definitely have that. I was trying so long to get the jazz hands one because it plays the lick. If you know the
Oh,
lick. Yeah.
I want it. There's like because I didn't play it until like last week. All my friends have. My friend Samir has like all the good stuff. He's got like Bruno Mars, and they've got like all the Silk Sonic emotes. And I'm just like, it's so cool.
Cat ones and
God, Gangnam Style. The only emote I have is the Pokimane emote.
Pokemon.
She's a streamer. Like
Yeah. I'm familiar. Yeah.
yeah, she's just like bang bang bang. Like just the oh man, it's so great. It's
I'm glad you got it into it, but I hope this doesn't turn into a WoW situation where it's like,
whoa. We don't talk about that.
oh, that's right. You're abstaining from it. Still, right?
No, I'm still playing it.
Never
He
mind.
doesn't know.
He doesn't.
Video games, fucking. I just wanted one of those games that like I don't even have to think. I literally don't. I don't care about winning at all. I just like to hop in, run around, fight. Maybe I'll fight a guy.
I mean, speaking of games, I mean, what are some of the games that you play in your off hours? You know, whenever you're not making music or at work or doing something fun. You know.
I was going to bring up Pokemon Legends Arceus.
Ooh, is that good? I haven't gotten
Yeah.
it.
It was amazing. I was skeptical at first, but as soon as I got into it and started playing a couple hours, I was like, I don't want to fucking stop playing this. This is amazing. This is like what Pokemon should be.
Yeah.
And like this era, you know. I mean, like I've already put like 20 hours into Pokemon Crystal. I pulled out my Game Boy Color, and I've been playing that for the past probably the past month. Just like whenever I'm like sitting at the couch, and I'm like, I'll just pull it over and
My Game Boy's somewhere in over there. I'm not gonna dig it out, but I thought it might be on top. But I do have Pokemon Crystal. I wonder if the battery's still alive.
I had to change mine.
Wow.
I replaced that battery like between 5 and 10 years ago. Probably more towards 10 at this point.
It's probably still good because it wasn't until like maybe like 15 years after it came out that like mine like died.
Oh,
I have a question for you.
hi.
This is Frank Jeffsey.
I see.
Uh-oh.
I was not expecting you. How are you?
I'm fine. I just need to move this thing
We're
up.
we're live right now. Just so you know.
I know. I like infiltrating your show.
I like
All
yours.
right. Thank you.
What?
I like your existence.
The angle is
Vape
so
Error.
90s.
Yeah.
You know the show we were supposed to do in San Francisco?
Yes.
Breaking news. It just got canceled.
Oh no.
Like just now?
Yeah. Well,
Okay,
we
so
also didn't announce it really.
Yeah. We were trying to work with some promoters and blah blah blah. What the hell?
Yeah,
happened?
they were kind of sus, low key, kind of
Yeah.
mid. So it's a good
Exactly.
thing. I hope to see you soon, though. I am gonna go to Electronicon. I'm gonna
I'll
try
see you.
to crowd surf during your set.
Oh shit.
Don't do that.
What?
Why? I like
That's an
getting
easy.
roped by
That's the
fans.
easy way to get COVID. You know.
Now you're
Listen, some of
making
us
me
are trying to boost our immune system.
Yeah, some of us are trying to get it.
Okay.
Yeah.
Here's another question. What are the chances that you bring an extra laptop to this next Electronicon?
You should do that. Get a bootleg
Get a
one.
juggling laptop.
Yeah. I'll have a prop one.
Oh, you've
You
got
could
a
get one
prop one
from
now.
the Goodwill and then just smash it in like the craziest, ridiculous way. Light it on fire. Those would make some good videos and pictures.
Have you ever-
Take your guitar and smash the laptop. Well,
Yeah,
you
Get
got
your
boot
face
out
and
your
just hit it
guitar.
with it.
Did you ever
You know,
explain?
yeah.
Yes. Like a pinata. Oh, my files! Did you ever explain what happened to
was
that?
thinking about what I should destroy on stage, but I also want to like respect the stage, because it's probably going to damage like the flooring or something.
Yeah.
So, I don't know.
Unless
what
you
can
bang it against yourself. As
Yeah,
like
I
an
was gonna
active.
say,
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
yeah, there you go.
Score it a little bit beforehand,
but it's
just
like
Light some fireworks in it. Light the
Should I
fireworks right
jump
before you
on
rip it
my
off so it's like it explodes.
could jump on my base.
You don't want to
That's a good one. Is it like is it on the way out is what I'm saying.
It's a cheap one.
Yeah.
I shouldn't destroy things.
that shouldn't be your thing unless I kind of do like the laptop thing because
Well,
I think
yeah,
there's
the
a ton of
laptop-
them.
Well,
Yeah.
what made it cool was it was unplanned, and it was just like
Mhm.
raw energy.
Mhm. Just like my brother, he was unplanned, and he's really cool.
Nice.
I'm just kidding. That's what made him
my
cool is he was unplanned.
You
Yes,
guys.
so is my sister, but she's not that cool.
Yeah. What was I gonna say?
It was cool. It was unplanned.
I will have my full showmanship. Don't worry. Don't worry
Oh,
about it.
I'm excited to see it.
VAPERROR, how was Golden Bear? Did you guys talk about that already?
No.
Not explicitly.
Really?
Asked me which terminally chill party was better. I said,
Oh, yeah. Sorry. I was trying to
Yeah.
like.
So which one's better, East Coast or West Coast? What's the vibes like? Is there a difference?
I mean, everyone's there to dance and have a great time. So I
Yeah.
couldn't pick one. I mean, both had advantages and
So were
whatnot,
they
but
good shows overall? Like, have you done shows that were just terrible, where everybody was just like pretentious, nobody moved, and it was awkward?
I think earlier in my career that was more the thing. But I think
Yeah.
now, especially these are dance parties, people are coming to dance. So they were amazing shows and I loved every second of it.
I know. I saw
Um,
the pictures. They looked really sick. You look really
yeah, yeah.
confident and in your zone. Like you're really controlling like the vibe, and I fuck with that heavy.
Yeah, yeah. That's the DJ way. When you get into that flow state, man, you just
Oh yeah, that shit
I-
just waste time. Your time leaves, and you're just like, oh man, my set's done.
yeah, I
That's
played a little bit more than I expected, but it was okay. I was like, oh, I'm kind of running out of music. Oh shoot, that means I play like one time.
I just loop things a little bit more. You'll be fine.
Just play
Yeah.
the same song over and over again. No one will notice.
Hey, I did that for one track of my new album, and it's like 11 minutes. Bam, boom.
Yeah, we
you can do it.
noticed.
Yeah.
Well, do we want to do some plugs here? Anything else we need to say? It was fun. Thanks for coming on. That was awesome.
Jeff, we should do a show together. Is all I'm saying. I think we'd have a lot of fun together.
I think that would be
So,
great.
We're
And
still doing the LA meme thing, right?
yes, that
Okay,
is
then
a
that
possibility.
one I'll meet you at.
So, yes, on that note, that party is happening this weekend. So after that happens and he gets the turnout and all the information and stuff, then he'll link back up with us. And then I showed you my boy Nelward, right?
I love
You're
Nelward
friends
so
with Nelward?
much.
So Nelward is
I've
in
been listening to
Atlanta.
Nelward since like 2018.
Yeah, I love Nelward.
Oh, great. Yeah. So he and I play a lot of shows together here in Atlanta.
Oh, dope.
And, just a great guy to have around. So thought I might bring him out to a potential LA show, especially if it's the
venue's gonna be doing something tomorrow. I'm gonna try to scope that out and see the vibes, because it's like in the middle of like nowhere. So like I want to see how industrial it's gonna be.
No, I've seen they have like a private Instagram or whatever. I don't know why.
Yeah, that's the thing now. It's like they all have private Instagrams, so like the cops don't show up. It's always like word of mouth and through Instagram.
That's kind of cool though. I love that.
I kind of hate that.
No,
I mean,
of
just
course you
give a
do.
fucking address. I played a show in November. First show since Econ, and I mean, I was like, I didn't have any information what the setup was going to be. I mean, like, I basically just showed up with my laptop and hoped everything was going to be okay.
Yeah,
Well,
yeah.
we got the information like months beforehand. Like we found out where the places were and everything. It's just they're private. It's like they keep it like underground, because
Gotcha.
it technically is illegal, like having shows in a warehouse.
Oh.
Yeah, John, you're not cool enough.
Yeah, I'm not. I don't go to live shows.
Yes, you are. You're
I hate
cool
live
enough.
music.
You music is open. Everyone is invited when it comes to music, except for racist music, classist music.
I'll see you guys.
Music where they say the words that are bad.
Music.
Yeah, you guys talking about
Classical music, yeah.
this guy named N-word? What?
Oh, no!
I'm sorry. That was mean.
Too far! Too far!
No, that's cancelable.
That's Telepath's other alias. Anyways, do we want to plug stuff? Do you have anything that you want to plug immediately, Jeff?
Yeah, look out for some emails on Plus 100 Records. I should have a bunch of new projects coming your way with myself and Telepath and and making new music with this artist called Hanare. She's a great vocalist that I've been working with. Got a couple tracks with her, kind of like disco and city pop vibes.
Nice.
And yeah, if you're in LA, look out for some show announcements, hopefully before Electronicon with Frank. I would really love to make that happen. I'm looking at my list of what I need to do. Um, yeah, I think that's pretty much it for the immediate future. Of
John?
course, we got new stuff all the time. So
Hell yeah.
I mean, you know me.
AOL.
AOL records
AOL.
still
AOL.
available. Also had a new album come out not too long ago. Also, we celebrated our 9th anniversary last week, so we still have some 9th anniversary tapes left.
Nice.
And this
I
week
believe you guys have
was
been together that long.
I know it's been a roller coaster, I tell you. And what was this week's? This was Lost Traveler: A New Beginning is out this week, so check that out. Yeah, that's about it.
Wait, I'll even let Frank plug. You've earned
Okay,
it. He's
plug-
ready. He's got like a phone out.
I've been.
He
I've been
came on
waiting
here to
for
do this.
Yeah, I love plugging myself to your 10 viewers. So, anyways,
Look at that.
I
He threw
want-
shade. Look at that. Listen to that. Look at that. Come on.
all I'm saying is, if I was on the podcast, we'd have 50. I'm saying,
I don't know.
is, I'm
I've
gonna
seen
hang
your
out with
streams,
Groovy-
Frank. Don't act
No,
like
you
that.
haven't.
Let's fight.
After the moderation, I checked to see if you're there specifically. Your name's all the way at the top because you start with a 3. So, anyways, I'm gonna hang out with Groovy Kaiju in a little bit. We're gonna go to Koreatown. So, shouts out to Groovy Kaiju. Everyone, go listen to Groovy Kaiju.
Yeah, if you-
Quality future funk.
Bless. Who
That's
doesn't?
it. That's my. Oh, I did my nails.
What color is that? Is it
Orange.
It's orange.
He's a big fan of mine.
Home Depot orange?
It's actually, you know what it is? It's Xbox orange. The palette I got was Xbox colors. Yeah, it was like a special Xbox nail polish collab, so I knew I had to pick it up.
Okay.
Wow.
Shouts out Xbox. Happy Easter, Xbox. What do I got coming out? I actually do have stuff coming out. Secret Project. God, I don't even know what I can say about this.
Just say LOL XD.
It's going. I think I'm done with everything. So I probably shouldn't say anything, but that's happening. So there will be new music from me I'll say this year. So pretty cool. Current year. And we're starting a new stream show. I think I want to do it next Sunday. So just check back. I want to start streaming regularly on Sunday on the 3D Blast channel. So if you check that out, sorry, John, you lost your spot. We're going to have to make a new end screen. But John, you can be on my show. I'll let you.
Okay, great. Perfect.
But other than that, yeah, check it out. 3D_Blast on Twitch. New music always in the works. You know, big stuff. And this episode is going to be a little late this week because I am going to a festival this weekend. So it'll probably be out on Wednesday instead of Monday. So if you're already listening to it on that day, congrats.
Have fun and stay safe.
Luckily, it's outside, as most of them are, but yeah. So
Don't crowd surf too hard.
Oh, we all got a wave.
oh yeah,
Yeah.
just yay! Everybody wave. This is like our thumbnail thing or our ad. Yay!
Goodbye.